Hey everybody, and welcome back. You're joining us for another deep dive into some of the coolest and most intriguing tech news out there. And today we're looking at the top stories from January 1st, 2025, as reported by TechViews 10X.
It's a new year.
It is.
So much new tech.
So much new tech to talk about. We've got everything from AI tools that'll make you feel like you've got a superpower to some seriously impressive new hardware hitting the market. We're even going to dive into some juicy Apple rumors that'll have you wondering what they've got cooking up in Cupertino. And we're also going to touch on a very interesting storage technology that's either going to be a total game changer or a massive flop. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Only time will tell.
But first, let's kick things off with a tool that's got everyone talking, ChatGPT. Now, this AI writing tool has been making headlines, and this article from TechViews 10X claims that it can actually help us achieve our New Year's resolutions. I don't know about you, but every year I set these lofty goals for myself, and by February, I'm back to my old habits. So, color me skeptical. Can ChatGPT really help us stick to our resolutions, or is this just hype?
Well, I think it really depends on the resolution and how you use ChatGPT, but definitely has the potential to be a really powerful tool. Imagine, for example, you've resolved to learn a new language this year, let's say Spanish.
Okay, I'm following.
You could literally ask ChatGPT to create a personalized daily Spanish learning schedule for me focusing on conversational phrases. And it would do it. It could break down the learning into manageable chunks, suggest resources, even create little quizzes to test your progress.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. That's way more specific than just saying, oh, it can help with learning.
Right. And it's not just about learning a language. Let's say your resolution is to be more organized. You could ask ChatGPT to help me create a system for managing my tasks and projects. And boom, it can suggest different productivity methods, help you set up a digital or physical planner, whatever works best for you. It's like having a super organized, hyper-focused personal assistant at your fingertips.
That's a great way to put it. Okay, so if you're watching this and you've already tried using ChatGPT for your resolutions, we want to hear about it. Let us know in the comments what worked for you, what didn't. Maybe you discovered some cool hacks or prompts. We love hearing your experiences. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something that's going to make your inner speed demon very, very happy.
Oh, yeah.
The DapuStor J5060 SSD. This thing is boasting some seriously impressive read speeds. We're talking download a whole movie in the time it takes to make a cup of coffee, maybe even faster.
Right. You're not kidding. This SSD can hit read speeds of over 14 gigabytes per second. That means transferring a massive 4K movie is going to take, like, seconds. Imagine trying to edit a huge video project. No more waiting around for files to load.
Okay, I am officially intrigued, but there's got to be a catch, right? There's always a catch.
Well, the write speeds aren't quite as mind-blowing.
Okay, so super fast at reading data, but maybe not the best choice if you're constantly working with large files and need to save changes quickly.
Exactly. So it really depends on your needs and what you're going to be using the SSD for.
Right, so for the average user who's mainly browsing the web, streaming videos, and doing some light work, this SSD would make everything feel incredibly snappy.
Oh, absolutely.
But for video editors, gamers, or anyone who's frequently writing large files, it might be worth considering other options with faster write speeds.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. You always want to make sure that your hardware is matched to your specific needs.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of hardware, we've got a new mini PC that's making some serious noise, especially since it meets the requirements for Microsoft's Copilot Plus None. So for those who haven't heard of it, what exactly is Copilot Plus, and why is this compatibility such a big deal?
Well, think of Copilot Plus as having, like, this super smart assistant that's built right into Windows. It can do so many things. It can help you write emails, summarize long documents, even generate code if you're into that sort of thing.
That's wild. So this mini PC, being the first to meet Copilot Plus's requirements, really is a big deal. It's like it's signaling a major shift towards this more AI-centric way of computing.
And it's interesting, too, because the design of this new mini PC looks a lot like the Apple Mac Mini M4.
Oh, I saw that. I mean, is it a coincidence? Or are they, taking some inspiration from Apple? It's hard to say.
We'll never know for sure, right? But it'll be interesting to see how this new mini PC does in the market. Competition is always good. It usually leads to more innovation.
Totally agree. Now let's talk about a tool that can help us organize our thoughts, our projects, our lives, Notion. This article from TechViews 10X lays out 5 different ways to use Notion, and it's basically like the Swiss Army knife of productivity apps, wouldn't you say?
It is. It's incredibly versatile. You can use it for note-taking, project management, creating wikis, building databases. I mean, the list goes on and on. You can really customize it to fit your specific workflow.
And for all the learners out there, which, let's face it, is all of us in some way, the knowledge management features of Notion are a game changer.
Right.
It's like you can build a second brain in Notion. I'm not even kidding. You can create a database of all the notes you take, from articles you read, link to relevant resources, and even add your own thoughts and reflections.
I love that idea of a second brain. It's like this incredible interconnected web of knowledge that you're constantly building and refining. And it's all searchable, so you can easily find what you need when you need it.
Okay, you're making me want to try Notion right now. I'm adding it to my to-do list.
And speaking of things that are exciting, let's dive into the world of photography and videography. TechView's 10X has compiled a list of the 12 most exciting cameras of 2025, and some of these are seriously innovative.
Oh yeah, there's some really cool stuff on that list.
One that caught my eye was this camera that uses AI to actually predict and capture the perfect shot. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It does.
Yeah.
But it's real. And it's pretty amazing. This camera can analyze the scene, the lighting, even the subject's facial expressions to anticipate the best moment to take the picture.
It's like having a professional photographer whispering in your ear, "Wait for it, not now." So no more awkward blinking photos, no more missed moments. I want one.
Sign me up too. Okay, let's switch gears again and talk about mobile news. We've got some leaked benchmarks for the Samsung Galaxy S25, and it looks like Samsung might be going with an all-Snapdragon processor lineup for this release. So for those who aren't familiar with smartphone processors, what's the buzz about Snapdragon? And what does this mean for us users? Are we going to notice a difference?
Okay, so Snapdragon processors are known for their powerful GPUs. That's the part of the chip that handles graphics, so smoother graphics, better performance for things like gaming or video editing, all that good stuff. So if the Galaxy S25 does have an all-Snapdragon lineup, it could mean a significant performance boost compared to previous models that maybe use different types of processors.
Ooh, a performance boost is always good.
Yeah,
And maybe even better battery life. That's always a plus.
it's possible, yeah. The latest Snapdragon chips are designed to be more energy efficient, so we could see some improvements in battery life as well.
Okay, I'm adding the Galaxy S25 to my wish list. Now, let's talk storage. Seagate just released a massive 32 terabyte hard drive that's a lot of storage. But there's some controversy surrounding the technology behind it. It uses something called SMR, right?
Yes. SMR stands for shingled magnetic recording, and it's a way of cramming more data onto a hard drive platter. Think of it like, how roof shingles overlap each other, so they're overlapping the data tracks to squeeze in more. It allows for increased storage capacity, but it can also lead to slower write speeds, especially for large files or sustained writing tasks.
So it's a trade-off. More storage, but potentially slower speeds.
And there's a lot of debate in the tech community about whether that trade-off is worth it. Some people argue that the increased capacity outweighs the potential performance hit, especially for things like archival storage or backups.
Right, if you're just storing data that you don't access very often, then the slower write speeds might not be a big deal.
Exactly. But if you're working with large files on a regular basis, or you need super fast write speeds for your applications, then maybe SMR isn't the best choice.
It's a tough decision. It's like choosing between a spacious house with a long commute or a cozy apartment right downtown. Decisions, decisions. And finally, no tech roundup would be complete without a little Apple news, or, in this case, Apple rumors. It seems like the rumor mill is churning out whispers that the iPhone SE4 might actually be rebranded as the iPhone 16e. What do you make of this?
Apple loves to keep us guessing. I mean, their naming conventions can be a bit of a mystery sometimes.
To say the least.
Right, but, this could be a strategic move on their part. Maybe they're trying to position the SE line more clearly within their broader iPhone lineup.
So instead of it being seen as this separate, budget-friendly option, it's more integrated into the main iPhone family.
Exactly. And calling it the iPhone 16e might make it more appealing to customers who want that iPhone experience without the flagship price tag. It's like, hey, you get most of the cool features, but at a more affordable price.
Makes you wonder what other tricks they have up their sleeve for the next iPhone release, right?
Oh, definitely. I can't wait to see what they come up with next.
Well, there you have it, folks. We've covered everything from AI writing tools to blazing fast SSDs, new mini PCs, powerful cameras, smartphone processors, controversial storage tech, and of course, some Apple rumors to keep us on our toes. And all this in just one news roundup from TechView's 10X.
It's amazing how quickly things are moving in the tech world.
It is mind-boggling, isn't it?
Yep.
So before you go, we want to hear from you. Which of these developments do you think will have the biggest impact in the long run? Head down to the comments and let us know your thoughts. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our deep dives into the latest tech news. Hit that like button and share this video with your fellow tech enthusiasts. We'll catch you in the next one.
Thanks!
See ya.